Hello and welcome guys. So I'm gonna show you the new feature that we came out on the Easy Icebreaker. It's called B2B outreach, so it's only reaching out to business pages. And why it's so important is because when you're reaching out to a business page, you have a high chance of landing into the primary inbox, where when you're writing to active user mode or a standard mode, you end up in requests, like message requests. Some go through, but not a lot. Okay, so you need to send an extraordinary amount of messages to actually get through to people. Now, what we do with the Easy Icebreaker, so mostly it's relevant for the business. So you need to have it for you, like basically for to promote your business for a very cheap price comparing to running ads and stuff like that. So today I want to show you like B2B outreach mode. You can see the other modes and all these things in the other videos that I have, but recently I built this new feature because it works amazing. So we're gonna select one group, like this one. This is like some UK group, like Edinburgh or something like that. So we're gonna connect now only with businesses. So our template must be relevant. So it's gonna write messages to them. So what I have here is like, hey, are you still taking on work? And there's like a function full name, so it will take their full business name. I want to set up a process to get you more bookings for a free over next week. If it works, we can chat later. If it doesn't, no harm done. Interested in seeing it in action? Question mark. So basically, I'm offering them, to bring business to their business, right? To bring more clients. So right now you can, of course, you can make multiple different templates. It doesn't matter. So now we're gonna turn on the B2B outreach, right? Here we can have like minimum followers. So you can set the amount of minimum followers they must have for us to write a message. And basically I set it to 50 as a default, but you can even you cannot go any lower. It's not gonna let you, only higher, because there's no point to write to a business that doesn't even have 50 followers. Okay, for this test I'm doing 50, but I suggest to go at least like 150 or something like this. So now we have to click log into Facebook. So I am already logged in, and first time you will need to log in, to Facebook and stuff like that. So we have basically you see Facebook loaded, and now we have as well the blank page. Blank page is very important. It's part of the software. It finds people on the blank page, writes to people on the Facebook page. Okay, so this is very important. Now the next thing, so we're gonna go and click start, and later I'm gonna explain to you how all the settings and everything works, but it's fairly easy, to be honest. So let's go click start. I was trying to make a video previously, and we was collecting I wrote to the first company already, so it's probably gonna say already messaged. As you can see, it says already messaged. So it's gonna skip to the next one. It's gonna collect 5 people to message to, and gonna message them if they have enough followers. So let's wait and see how it's collecting all the profiles. So you can see we already have collected 3. There you go. So we collected 4 out of, yeah. So it's gonna collect 5, then it's gonna go into their business. Now you can see they have 969 followers. So it's gonna write to them a message. So let's wait and see how it writes. I'm not touching the keyboard right now, so it's gonna take their first name, as not first name, full name of the business, as you can see. So are you still taking on work, whatever, the business name. And basically after it sends the message, it's gonna go to the next person. So you can see all these things actually in the console log. So it's doing typing message right now. So it's saying, so it's gonna write all the message, and then it's gonna send, and it's gonna go into the next one. So you cannot use the headless mode like previously. People, if you watched my previous video, you was able to use a headless mode, which it runs in the background. B2B is impossible because we're trying to simulate the phone, and so we won't be able to do that anymore on the B2B. So you need to leave the computer alone, let it do its work. As you can see, it as well scrolling their profile. It's not only that it's writing to them, it's as well scrolling, acting like a real person would do. Scroll, watch few things, some posts and stuff like that. Then it says it's gonna wait 30 seconds, so it waits random amount of seconds, so it can be like 40 seconds, 32 seconds. It can wait random. Now it's gonna go to the next person, so it's going to this one. Now it says 0 followers. It's gonna skip this person because it doesn't have minimum 50 required followers. This one as well is gonna skip, even though this could be a good potential company, but they're not good enough. Now this one is good, 691 followers. So now it's gonna write to them as well a message. So as I say, it depends. We have now the same template. That's one thing. So we're writing the same one. So I'm gonna click stop, and I'm gonna explain one thing right now. When you click stop, you're still gonna see that it's still gonna finish writing to this person a message. You have few options. If you, for example, it's some of your friends' business and you do not want to message them, you can click an X button and it's gonna skip that person, and the bot will stop working. And or you can just turn off the browser. Of course, you're gonna get bunch of errors and stuff like this, but you can just click afterwards reconnect. So I just want to finish this message. I just want to remind you that you should at least have 15 different templates. So you can use the one template and then ask ChatGPT to create multiple templates similar to your main one that you created, using, of course, the full name option and stuff like that. So it has to make sense. Usually I have more templates, but on this one I just don't. I'm just as I'm showing now, but basically I would have like, hey, are you still have the business, and full name of the business, stuff like this, So you have to come up with a smart templates, okay, guys? That's the main key, and at least 15. So every message is unique. So it sends. If you have more templates, it's gonna send this template to one person, the next template to another person, as in another business. So it works great. Now we're gonna go over a few things. So right now we don't need any longer this Facebook. Of course, yeah. So I'm just gonna turn off. So I'm gonna show you now the settings. So for example, if you turned off the browser like I did right now, you can click reconnect, and it's gonna reconnect. Actually, very important part I want to show as well on this video is to sometimes when the page opens on Windows specifically, sometimes it's hidden like this, and people are saying, oh, I cannot see how it's writing, or they expand the whole screen, make it full screen. Afterwards, you need to see both of the things. You need to see that the software is working correctly at the same time as the window. So you have to make the window, if you have like this window in Chrome open like this, and you cannot see the message when it's writing, just scroll it down, pull it upwards, so you can see both windows. You can see the software and you can see the Chrome working at the same time. So right now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna turn off. So I just explained to you now, always keep this window not hidden under here, like under the menu or somewhere deeper. Has to be similar size as the software opened up, okay? This is very important. So the software can see properly everything and so on. So I'm gonna turn this off right now. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna explain a few settings. So reconnect is after you first time connected, you will have to log into your Facebook, and it's gonna stay there logged in forever till you do a full reset. So there's a button reset. I'm gonna explain that as well. So the reset button helps you, for example, sometimes your computer crashes or the battery dies or something happens and it crashes. So your Chrome closes incorrectly. So it means that the software will not be able to run anymore that Chrome. So you always will have to click reset button if you have trouble starting the software. If you, let's say you click reconnect and instantly it reconnects and closes the Chrome browser, you know that you have already a broken, crashed Chrome browser. This reset button does the full reset, but it does not clear the memory, so it will not clear the history of your groups that you had. It's not gonna clear the templates, it's not gonna clear the exclusion list. Nothing will be cleared, it's just gonna reset the Chrome to be like fresh. So that's all it's gonna be doing it, and it's gonna fix the software. It's very important to keep this in mind because I have a lot of people that I need to come back and help them, and usually I need to only click this reset button to solve the problem. Next thing, Facebook group. So you need to choose the Facebook group. So you should consider what's relevant to you, to your business, whatever you're gonna use the software for. So you have to choose the groups wisely. I suggest, do not select groups that is like in the major cities, like, because there's loads of people, foreign people from different countries join those groups. You want like more community based, so let's say even like, okay, you can, if you know the good groups, great. But if you're like, let's say I don't know anything what's going on in Chicago in America, right, because I'm not from there. Now I don't know, so those surrounding estates, housing estates, community, parts of the Chicago, the names or anything. So it's better to target some smaller areas in Chicago, like groups, than actual group of Chicago, because everybody knows Chicago, so it's like across the world everybody's joining those groups, and they usually are terrible groups. The most golden groups that you can find is the ones that is private groups. So if you have any private groups, the way the B2B works is like, it's very interesting. So it basically goes into the group, and you saw that it opened like a mobile version of it, and it finds the pages. It only shows on the phone. If you ever go in to your phone, you can go to members and you can see that in the groups. It's gonna show like in the members section, it will show the pages, and it will tell like the people in this group manage these pages as well. So you kind of know what business they're running, the guys in the group. So if you're targeting somebody who has, like you need somebody who can buy expensive things, like, I don't know, you're selling log cabins or whatever you're selling, something expensive, you need to target like a group, and you can find them directly through that. So basically that's how the B2B outreach works. It finds, if you find a good group, it finds those people that is in the group, their business pages. And remember, B2B, it lands most of the time into primary inbox. So if you do not send more than, let's say, 50 messages per day for like business groups, I guarantee you'll be fine. You're never gonna get into spam or whatever. If you abuse the system, of course, you're gonna start landing into spam, and that's basically it. So the safe zone is about 50, but I have guys pushing it all the way to 600, per day. But I do not suggest that. Right, so we go into management of the templates. So you can see, you can manage templates. So you can create a template, you write whatever you want, you use the full name, you can copy paste it here. Of course you need to, say hi space, but you wouldn't use it like hi restaurant Chicago as an example, right? You're gonna use it like, hey, I see you run a business, and you use the full name option to take their business, so they feel like you did your homework. You basically researched about their business. And then you can add the templates, and of course you can select them. I have bunch of the templates, so I can select multiple, and they're gonna rotate, sending to one person this template, the next this one. Of course you have option to delete them or edit the templates, if you wanted to. So that's how you set your templates. If you are gonna send messages not B2B, my suggestion is use the name only first name, so it writes like hey John, hey Tom, that kind of way. But because we're using B2B, it's always gonna be a business name, so we don't need to use the first name only option. The first name option is like this. I'm gonna show you now. It's name. That's all, right? So very simple, nothing complicated here. Um, Now, max messages. So you can, when you're writing business to business, you do not actually need to send so many messages to get good replies. So even 15 messages is enough in the start of the day. Then you can run it again in the middle of the day and then in the evening, something like this. So max messages, it means like the software is gonna stop automatically and will cut off. Like, I mean, will turn off automatically. Now, timing settings here. So there is things that we have in the software like taking breaks, meaning like it's gonna go into like watch the scroll like through the feed. Just keep scrolling like a real person would do, taking a break. So message delay 15 to 40 seconds. No, this is actually a message delay. So it means like how long it's gonna take till it goes to the next person. Typing speed, so every letter that it writes, it delays in milliseconds like a real person would do, because we cannot write in one specific speed. So it takes from 100 milliseconds to 250 milliseconds. Break after, so this one what I wanted to talk about is like taking a break after the 10 to 15 messages. So it can be 12 messages. After it writes 12 messages, it goes and takes a break for 3 to 7 minutes. So it can take 4 or 5 minutes break where it's gonna just scroll and watch videos and just scroll up, scroll down, like, and then come back to finish the job. But when you're doing B2B, you don't really need, because you're not sending so many messages in one go. So like if you're gonna send 15 messages, it's gonna be fine. You don't really need to take a break. Usually this break was more relevant to active user mode or a standard mode, where you write like to everyone, you write to businesses, you write to people, to act more natural. Now, when you're first time setting up, you might see this function demo mode. So what does this do? It writes the message but does not send. So it's good for testing first time when you set up the software. It's great for checking out how everything works. So if you want to write messages and send them, you need to not have this on, because this is, as I say, it's demo mode. So it's gonna type but does not send. Headless mode does not work with the B2B option. It does work with the active user mode, but does not work with B2B option. So you cannot even click it, as you can see right here. What does this do? On the standard mode, you can use, or active user mode, you can turn on the headless mode, so it's gonna run in the background, so you can use your computer, because when the software is running, you will not be able to use the computer. It's gonna interrupt you, like you're still able, but it's gonna, every time it's gonna write, it's gonna jump to the screen, so it's gonna interrupt your computer. My suggestion, just let it run in the almost when you're a professional with the icebreaker, you can use the headless mode. But when you're at the beginning, do not use this option, because you need to find out exactly when any issues happening, what's going on. You need to see if your Facebook is fine. You need to see everything. So this one sorry, gives you like a lot of uncertainty. So meaning like you will not see what's going on, right? Bypass exclusion list is only needed when you have your own group and you want to write a message to all the people in the group that is following your group. So because we do not message to the same people again, only if you turn the bypass exclusion list, meaning so you bypass and you write to the same people. Now, what's exclusion list? So exclusion list is like all the people that we texted, so they get added into a list, their IDs or their business names. Some of them are numbers, some of them are actual real names of a business, like you can see here, like this one here, so it gets added, so we do not write to the same people again. Now, if you're gonna try to clear this, it's gonna ask you for password. I made this specially because people were clearing by pressing randomly the button. So I'm not gonna tell you the password. You cannot clear your exclusion list only if it's necessary and you contacted me regarding this thing that you need to clear your exclusion list for some weird reason. I don't know why would you need. You as well have some restore, so if you did manage to clear, there is an option to always get it back, but it only restores once a day or twice a day. I don't remember how I said it. Now you can add some people into exclusion list if you wanted to, but I suggest to not play around with that, you know. Now fallback name. So fallback name is basically when you don't use B2B, it's great tool. So let's say we turn off the B2B and we're turning active user mode as an example. So what it's gonna do is gonna be like, let's say you have a blacklist words, so meaning like, you know, when you're writing to a real person, not a business, and they have the first name as a restaurant or something like this, you don't want to write to them, hey restaurant, or hey cafe, or hey bar. So you add these words like, you know, restaurant, you know, add, you know, and then they add it into the list. Like you can see there's a default words that likes, notifications, shares, like the random words that we don't need. And then there's the ones that I added: that, this, big, we, go, you know, restaurant, member, all these type of words. So it's gonna write, instead of these words, like let's say they found like a restaurant, I don't know, Chicago as an example, it's gonna write hello friend, so you can have a fallback name. Now this we shouldn't, like, I personally think that we most likely gonna abandon active user mode from now on. So this is like, I'm still leaving this in place, but because the how well the B2B outreach works, I don't feel like anybody's gonna be using any more active user mode, only if you need to. So we are keeping this option here, but personally I'm no longer gonna use the active user mode. So I'm actually removing all of these, because now I might be contacting the business which has go restaurant as an example. So it would skip that name. It would skip that like, you know, person's. It would write hello friend. I don't want to write hello friend. I do want to write their business name. So as I say, this is works great with you know, standard mode. This is the standard mode, and it writes to everybody in the group, like, so it pulls all the members from the group and writes to everyone. Or active user mode works only, it writes to the people that has recently posted on the group. So it works great, this fallback name, amazing. But it does not work for B2B, because it's not like, it works for B2B, but we don't need it. Because we do want to write hello, I see you run a business page, restaurant Chicago, are you still active, because I have something to offer. If you're interested, let me know. If I disturb, like, you know, if sorry for disturbing by writing this message, something like, you need to be apologetic, you know, to them as well, so it doesn't sound for them like, okay, you interrupted them or something like this. But anyway, this is more it's better, even because, you know, you're a business and you're reaching out to business. Like, I mean, in a lot of countries this even better in a way, because, you know, like GDPR and all that kind of stuff. So this is actually quite amazing, so you can directly connect with the businesses, because you're a business, you're offering to them something, you know, and it just works great. So as I say, the fallback name is not necessary if you're gonna always use the B2B option. So I'll go over again. By the way, we do have Ads Power Browser mode, which I'm not gonna talk about it in this video, but this is just to connect multiple Facebook accounts, you know, at the same time. I do have it. If necessary, I can explain it to somebody, but you have to be very advanced, probably at my level, to actually understand what's going on and how to use it. So I'm not gonna go over that. Now, very simple from the beginning. Facebook group, you find a group. That you don't find a page, make sure it's a group. Pages don't work, so you need to select a group. Facebook group, you can see the history of old groups that you had previously. Now you can choose what mode you want. Is standard mode as a default right now is on. Active user mode, attacks, like not attacks, but it messaged only people that recently posted in the group. And the best mode of all, with the crown on top, is the B2B outreach. Now these lands into primary inbox 90-95%, I would say even 100% of the time, if you don't overdo it. Make sure to set whatever minimum follower amount they should have, like followers, likes, minimum amount. I would say 150 is a decent amount. And then you can set the max messages if you wanted to. I usually turn the software off myself by hand. After it messaged enough people, I just turn it off manually. And then of course the templates. Remember guys, for B2B you will need full name, very important. So you're gonna write like, hello, I see you run this, and then you use the full name, so they will take their full name of the business. And and then you continue writing whatever you wanted to write, like whatever you're offering. And make sure to be apologetic at the end, saying sorry for if this is not interesting to you, sorry for messaging you. Very important to be apologetic at the end of the template. Okay, so templates sorted, you can add as many as you wish. The more the better, because every message is unique. So for Facebook, that's what they're looking for, to be unique, every message, not copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. Timing settings, I already mentioned how they work. They can be left as default. They always have this default option, so you don't have to touch them. Demo mode, writes without, as I said, writes but don't send, not necessary. Headless mode does not work on the B2B option, so remember that. Bypass exclusion list, be careful with this, because you can write to the same people, which then can lead to problems, because you will be writing to the ones that don't want to see your message again, and you're gonna keep on writing to them. So do not turn this on if you know what you're doing. Better to connect with me and tell me what you want to do. Exclusion list is for the ones that don't want to be you write a message, it's gonna add them to exclusion list. Okay guys, that's all for today. You as well can change the language. I added a bunch of languages, but it's not gonna do like a huge change. So Danish language I select, it still shows like in English this area. It shows the active mode, in Danish. But for example, I suggest always use English. If you're watching this video, most likely you know English, so keep it English. It's easier for me when I connect to your computer, when I need to solve something that I understand the language, because I don't speak those different languages that it's here from selection, right? Okay guys, thanks for watching. I hope you're gonna find a lot of businesses to work with, and make sure to be very smart with your template. Offer something great, offer something for free. People always love something for free. Then you make you're gonna make some friendship, and then you can talk further with the people. So ease them in to whatever idea you have. Don't push them straight away. Everybody has their guard on, so make sure to be very careful on that area. By the way, it always tells me when to reconnect. So if you're gonna go, it's like you need to connect to Facebook, as I'm not connected right now. Well, anyway, guys, thanks for watching. As I'm updating new options, new things, I am gonna release the videos. I hope that was easy to understand. I especially wrote the messages at the beginning, so you can understand, okay, it works now, how do I set it up? And I hope I explained everything in in the settings area. And I see you in the next video, guys. Thanks for watching.